care, I need your support. So it doesn't take any money, although, I mean, money helps. I do have my Cash App in my bio. Money does help. But I'm not asking for money today. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just asking you to click the link. For every 1,000 clicks, I get $300, and that would really, 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 really help my family if you guys would do that. The kids want to come home, all of them, even the teenagers now. The teenagers were mad at me for a little while because of the bullshit with my oldest, but they have decided that they love me and they want to come home. I love them. I want them to come home. I just need more money so that I can get things fixed. I want them to come home and have it be better than ever. I want them to come home and have a clean environment that is set up in a comfortable way. Like, I'm gonna move my bedroom. The room that I'm in currently, I wanna make it the living room because I want to have a playroom off the kitchen. Because the little girl's room, it was the one that had the 3 toddler beds. But the girls have had growth spurts. The 3 toddler beds will not work anymore. So I'm moving them to a bigger room. And I'm like, I think because I want the house to stay clean, I'm going to put pretty much all the toys, all of them are going to go into that room. Each kid is allowed to have like a couple dolls, a couple favorite plushies, a couple decorative things. But nothing, like, I want it to be like, even if they had every single toy in their room on the floor, the room wouldn't look dirty. That's the goal. So I want all the toys in the playroom, and I'm thinking off the kitchen is the best place because that way I could be in the kitchen. I could be baking and cleaning and whatever because moms belong in the kitchen, right? So I want to be able to be in the kitchen and still be able to supervise. So I think that that's the best location for the playroom. And that room doesn't need a whole lot other than paint. I don't think there's any lead in that room. So right now I'm using it as like yard sale and dumpster stuff. So whatever doesn't sell in my yard sale is going to go in the dumpster. If you live in my area, in the central New York area, you can message me if you want to. I am selling some things. Like, I'm selling like a punching bag. It's literally pay what you want, like whatever you want to give me for it. So just kind of shoot me a message. I have a couple other things, just like random little things. I have some tools that my ex left here that I'm not giving those back to him. So you want to buy some tools cheap as hell? I've got a little bit of furniture. How do you know where there's lead? Because the lead guy's been by twice. The first time was to check for the lead, and the second time was to make a list of everything that needs to be purchased to send to CPS so that they can provide the stuff. So I know what room needs what. So I know exactly where the lead is and what needs to be done. I just need the supplies, and I'm sick of waiting for CPS, which is another reason why I need money, because I don't want to wait for them to get around to it. I feel like they're stalling because they're assholes. I hate to say it like that because in the beginning I thought we were working together. I thought, I was sick and I needed time to recover, but it seems like at this point, like, they're just fighting me to fight me, like, just for the fun of it. So I'm not waiting for them. So I'm gonna just hopefully get everything myself if I can get enough money raised. So if you want to click those live links on my last 3 videos, and don't forget to do your own post. Even small creators, you go live and you tell people to click your post and you can make money too. Like right now I have 150 people in this live. If all 150 people just went and clicked each of those lives like 5-10 times, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I could make enough money to get the kids home. I can make enough money to get everything fixed. So it really, really helps, and I appreciate you so much. 10,000 followers? That's weird. I thought it let my son go live, and he's got less than 1,000 followers. Damn. I wonder if it's different for different people. Everybody let me know right now. Click the live link and let us know how many followers you have, and let me know whether or not it'll let you go live, because my son Shadow said that he doesn't even have 1,000 followers and it was letting him go live. I'd buy the pirate ship bed. I've been looking for one. Well, that depends on where you live. But also, I think Donnie wants to keep it, but it depends on what you're offering too, because he also wants a zombie bed. So if I got that sold, then I could just maybe make him a bed, because he wants a zombie bed. He actually doesn't even want the pirate theme. Like, there's all kinds of other pirate stuff. Like, I have a pirate, like, chest that was going to be his toy box, but he wants zombies. So, but yeah, click the live link and just try to go live, even if you could point it at the ceiling if you don't want people to see your face, just to kind of see if it lets you, and then leave us a comment and let us know how many followers you have, because I think it might be different for everybody, and I'm curious. But like I said, click the live links. I need to make posts like this every day. I'm sorry I have a stomach ache. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I was at work until like 4:30 today, and then I came home and I want to get some cleaning done, but I don't feel good, and I thought I would take a nap, but then I feel useless if I'm napping. Like, I should be getting something done. I should be making money. I should be making art. I need to do something, but I feel sick to my stomach. Well, not necessarily bed rotting. I feel sick. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I have a heating pad. That's probably a good idea. Eat a vegetable. I know. I did that earlier. The only thing I ate today, I had these like veggie crackers and a banana. And it's not that I'm hungry. I don't feel hungry. I ate a lot of those crackers, but I feel sick. Like, I really feel like I'm just gonna throw up. But like I said, I realize I should be promoting those lives every day. Like, why am I not doing that? Because you too could make money laying in bed. We can all do it. We can all help each other. Yeah, I know. Everyone wanted me to get a real job, and I got a real job. They wanted me to stop posting the kids all the time. I stopped posting the kids all the time. No matter what I do, the haters are gonna hate, so I may as well just do what I'm gonna do. But yeah, no, I work full time. I got done with work, and now I'm home. My stomach hurts. I don't know why. So I was gonna take a nap, but then I realized I should be promoting the live incentive program and like letting you guys know that you too, even as small creators, can make money. There we go. As far as access to them, that's a really weird way to put it. So I see them all the time. I could literally call Marv, Darla, and Shadow right now. Like, I could get off of here and just call them. I could like go live with them right now. In fact, I could. Hold on a second. Let me just see. Hold on a second. But yeah, no, and I still have a lot of older videos if I really wanted to. Are your comments showing up? Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know. Let me scroll back up. You can call them. Wow. Why aren't you doing YouTube anymore? I want to do YouTube. I just want to get my house done. How many hours do you work a week? It varies. 30, 40, sometimes more. But I have to take off every Friday in order to see the kids, so again, saying help yourself first, like I am. I'm only laying down because I have a stomach ache. I know, I have a heating pad. I was thinking I should get it. And we literally called it a vacation when they first left and were in foster care. I did. I absolutely did, because I thought it was only going to be for a couple of weeks. This was before they tested positive for lead. Even CPS told me it was temporary. It was only supposed to be while I got better, because I didn't know how long I was going to be in the hospital, because I almost died and I was very, very sick. And after they tested positive for lead, they were like, okay, well, first you need to get rid of the lead. And then they were like, we'll pay for the supplies. And then they were like, oh, wait, your roof needs to get fixed. You need to get that done first. And I'm sorry, but it took me a year to come up with the money. I don't have the credit to get a loan. I couldn't get a home equity loan because my ex wouldn't sign off on the house and he wouldn't agree to me getting a loan. The only thing he would agree to is if I sold the house and gave him half, which I'm not fucking doing. He can kiss my ass. Once he's in prison, then I'll file for my divorce, and hopefully when the judge sees what he's in prison for, I won't have to split the money with him when I go to sell the house. But anyways, so yeah, my credit got all screwed up when my son was battling cancer and I had the health issues. Within the last 5 years, I've had septic shock multiple times. The kidney disease, I've had to have multiple surgeries. I had to have multiple organs removed. So I had a kidney removed. I had my uterus removed. I almost lost my liver, but luckily it started to heal itself. I had a pulmonary embolism. And I had a blood clot in my leg, separate occasions. So a pulmonary embolism is a blood clot in the lungs, by the way, usually fatal. I'm so lucky I survived. I couldn't breathe, and Mara was like, you should go to the hospital. And it just got worse and worse. So I'm really glad I went because, oh my God, it was so painful. I was like coughing up handfuls of blood. I actually posted a picture on my Patreon if anyone wanted to. I'm This Mad Mama on there if anyone's curious and wants to see a picture. But anyways, so I am live right now promoting the Live Incentive Program. My last 3 videos are talking about the Live Incentive Program and how if you just click the link, for every 1,000 clicks, I get paid $300. And you, even as a small creator, can also do this. You just go to, it's the part of TikTok where like you would go if you were a creator, like where work with artists and all that stuff is. You just kind of scroll over a little bit and it'll say Live Incentive Program and you click on that and then it'll say create and there's a pool of money and it's always refreshing constantly. So even if you're too late and it's closed and it's not accepting any new posts, come back like the next day and check because there's always a new pool of money, and you just make as many videos as you want. Over and over, as many videos, and then you go live so you can tell people to click on your link, and that's what I am doing right now. So I work full time, but I have so many bills I'm trying to get caught up on, and I still haven't even gotten a chance to get caught up on my debt so that I can get a loan. So that is a plan that I have because I want to get a business loan. What I would like to do is I want to start a business like doing like house clean outs and then have a thrift store because that is actually a dream job of mine. And if I can get my credit right, I would love to have that. And I want to have a low price thrift store because I'm sick of these thrift stores charging money for a big fat profit. Like, I don't like that. So I want to have like an affordable thrift store. So like people who don't have a lot of money can actually go get good stuff for cheap. But that's down the road. That's down the road, like a 5-year plan. But right now, today, I'm just promoting how you can make money from your bed with the Live Incentive Program. You make your post, people click on your Go Live link, and for every 1,000 clicks, you get paid $300. So if you want to help me out, please do. If you made your own post, please leave a comment. And everybody, please, if someone leaves a comment saying they made a post, please check their page and click their link too. We can help each other. I spanked Victoria. Yes, I'm her mom. I did spank her when she was little. I don't even believe in spanking. But yes, when I was younger, so when my daughter was born was like the year 2000. In the early 2000s, people were still being encouraged to spank their kids. So yes, I did spank Victoria a few times when she was younger. I felt bad about it and stopped, and now I don't spank my kids anymore. And, that's why you left that comment. Jesus Christ. If I was touching people, I'd be in jail. What the fuck is wrong with you? Clearly I didn't, so why are you even saying that? Do you see how I'm in my bed and not in jail? The fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, like I would have been arrested like That is insane. But anyways, so like I said, the plan is for the kids to come home. I'm not talking about the beef with me. I'm pretty sure somebody got in her head and convinced her to be an asshole. But yes, as far as spanking, yeah. My oldest did get spankings. Again, this was, 2005 or 2006? People were still encouraging people to spank their kids back then. I didn't like doing it. Okay, we will be muting anyone who wants to call my kid a him. There we go. So, the point of this post is to tell people how they can make money going live. And then the live incentive program is paying people to promote lives. No, the dumpster's coming up. I don't have it yet, but we have the permit for it. So I've been putting things in a room. Oh, I'm muting people who are haters that are just here to harass me. Jesus Christ. Okay. No, I didn't finish clearing out the porch. There's a what's it called, bathtub that needs to be brought upstairs. So I would clean something, but I have a stomach ache. That's why I laid down. But then I realized I can't just lay down. That's why I decided to make money on TikTok by promoting the live incentive program. So that's what I'm doing right now, is promoting the live incentive program so that I can utilize TikTok correctly and make money so that I can actually get things done. I have to remodel the bathroom, yes. So there's a leak, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna fix the leak, then I may as well put the tub in, but I still need a helper, so I need enough money to hire like a contractor to come help me. How much do I average on TikTok? Well, lately I've only been making like $300 a month, but all I've been posting is what I eat for lunch. So that's why I'm like, I really need to start posting more. Donnie is doing okay, he's in remission. You just hire a dumpster? Yeah, I know. I can't believe I need a permit, but yes. Do you have meds for nausea? No, I don't right now. I don't even know why my stomach hurts. I did make more before. There was 1 month where I made like $7,000 on TikTok, and I also sold art, and I made money on other platforms. So like all together that month I made 10 grand, and that was like the best month ever. And I ended up having to use the money for important things. Like I did already spend a lot of money on house remodeling, like paints, fixing a wall, replacing a toilet, ceiling, like a lot of money, countertops, like a lot of money was already put into the house. The problem is that was back when my ex was still around, and everything he fixed so badly. I need to hire someone that knows what they're doing to come in and rip out everything he did and redo it. It's frustrating and a waste of fucking money, but that's what I get for thinking that my ex could help me out. He didn't know how to do anything. What happened to $300 a month? Did you stop making content? Well, yeah, so I used to do it all the time. There was specific things that I would do that would make more money, like when we would go to the Dollar Tree to get snacks. I know people would be like, oh, you only let your kids eat from the Dollar Tree. It's like, well, that's actually not what happened. What happened was if I spent, $50 on snacks, I could make $1,000 off that video. So that's why we did it. And I really should have just done it more often. I guess it was a very overwhelming time because my baby had cancer, so I wasn't home all the time. And then I was sick. Like I said, I had the pulmonary embolism. I had a blood clot in my lungs. I had a blood clot in my leg. I had to have surgery to remove my uterus. I had a surgery to remove a kidney. Like, there was just a lot of stuff going on, and it was a very overwhelming time. And I want to get it back to where it was, making good money. I also have a YouTube, and my YouTube used to make more money too. But I haven't been doing the vlogs because my phone gets too full, and I pay $10 a month so that I can store things on the cloud, and I don't even know why, because I lost my computer charger and I still haven't replaced it. It would be so much easier for me to edit videos if I would just get another fucking computer charger. I guess I was hoping I would stumble across it, but I still haven't. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of people that are very negative. Benadryl can help with nausea. I do have some allergy medicine. Who is Shadow? I'm sorry. Shadow is the child formerly known as Dash. I named him Dash. He doesn't like the name Dash, so he asked me to call him either Shadow or Onyx. I don't really like Onyx. The name of, the sound, it just sounds kind of corny. And even Shadow he got from Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm like, you know what? Shadow is pretty close to Dash in a way, you know what I mean? The letters, so it works. I'll just call him that. And I asked him which he prefers. He said he actually prefers either. So either Shadow or Onyx. It's whichever. So what do I want to make? Well, what I want to make is I want to make videos helping people. Kind of like how Mr. Beast does, but I never got that kind of money. And whenever I would try to promote other people's GoFundMes or help people, then the haters would swoop in and be like, oh, she's a grifter, she's begging. It's like, I'm trying to help other people. Jesus Christ, fine, I'll stop helping people. Why is everything always about you? Because this is my channel. Duh. You do art still sometimes. So yes, the kids have been in foster care over a year. It took me a long time to get the money. I paid $5,500 towards getting the roof fixed, and Catholic Charities paid the other $5,500 because they matched what I paid, which is amazing. So the roofer got $11,000. He did an amazing job. He actually went above and beyond. He didn't just patch the hole. It was like the whole top was a new roof. The last time it rained, I walked around to kind of make sure it wasn't leaking anywhere, and it wasn't. I'm so happy. So we could not even start working on the lead until the roof was fixed, and unfortunately, I had to come up with the money without a ton of help. I did have a GoFundMe, and it raised a little bit of money. A couple thousand, plus I was working, but I also had all these other things that I had to take care of. Like, I had to pay my property taxes, and I had to pay it doesn't matter, you're adults, there's bills involved in being an adult. Point is that I had so many other things that it just took me a while to come up with the money, and that's that. So now it's done. You had a dream about me? Aww. Well, you can message me and tell me all about it, and I'll read your message. I'm interested. I'm curious. Who knows? Maybe it's some sort of prophetic thing. Yeah, CPS is supposed to be supplying the stuff for the lead, but it just seems like they're taking their sweet ass time. See, because Catholic Charities said once they know what CPS will help with, they can figure out if they can also help. But CPS is taking their sweet time getting back to Catholic Charities, and so it really makes me feel like they're just stalling, because if I don't have the house done by the next court date, I could lose the kids. So I just have to get the house done. If the house is done, the kids could come home. They don't even have to wait. They could just come home. So the point of this live was to promote the live incentive program. My last 3 posts, if you go to them and click the link, every 1,000 clicks, I get $300. And you can make your own post. They want small creators going live. So you make your own live incentive program post promoting the live incentive program, and people can click your link, and then you leave a comment on my page and let other people know you made a post, and we can help each other. When I get off the live, I'm going to go to my post and see who commented that they made one, and then I will also be clicking everyone who leaves a comment that says that they made a post. with the live link, I will click your links too. I want us all helping each other. Let's all help each other. We can all make some money. We can all make a few $100. I mean, I'm sure I need it. I'm sure you need it. So if it's an easy way to make money, let's do it. And they keep doing it until the money runs out, and then they make a new one. So as soon as the money runs out, then you go and you can make another one. Same way. You go to the live incentive program section. It's like in the settings. I wish I had, like, I don't know where my other phone is. I had another phone. I would just show you exactly where it is. But anyways, it resets. So let's say it'll be like, okay, no more new submissions. It's all done. Just check back in a day or two and a new one starts. And it seems like every time it's a higher amount. Like, I don't know how they're able to afford to pay us all, but they do it. You just go live too, and then you can just tell people to click your link. So like I said, I want us helping each other. I don't know how many clicks I've gotten because I can't check while I'm on here, and I didn't want to get off of here just yet. Yes, I know. I need to make some cleaning videos. Jesus. Yeah, I know. People like to make crap up about me. So again, wait, why do I receive Catholic Charities help if you're agnostic? Because Catholic Charities doesn't require you be Catholic to get help from them. It doesn't even require you be Catholic to work for them. You could be agnostic, you could be atheist, and you could get a job there. Like, they don't say, oh, you're not Catholic, we don't help you. Have you read The Starless Sea? No, I have not. Okay, my oldest didn't tell anyone the truth. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. I don't know why she decided to make shit up, but whatever. I wasn't going to talk about her anymore, though, so... I changed my username because I wanted my page to be about me, my journey, I guess, with my mental health. I wanted to talk about, what it was like being a victim of domestic violence, but whenever I try to talk about it, everybody basically tells me I deserved it, so... That's the funny thing too. So when I first found out about how horrible my ex was, I tried to get help and nobody cared. So I know I had somebody I thought was modding for me, but maybe they weren't. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I know I wasn't getting on here to talk about, everything. So I didn't want to talk about my oldest, and I promised I wouldn't. So it's very difficult to try to talk about what happened without mentioning her. So I will say that, yes, my ex is abusive. the longest time, I thought that I was his only victim. I thought that I was the only person he was abusing, and I don't know how to explain it other than I was okay with being abused as long as my family was happy. It's like my brain is different now. Like, I would not tolerate that now, but I did. I didn't really... it's almost like I was so used to it. You know, growing up, I was treated like crap. I got bullied a lot. And I don't know, I was just so used to being treated bad that even though I didn't like it, I just expected it, and I thought my ex was a good dad. And when I found out my ex wasn't a good person, I split up with him. He insisted that he was innocent of what he was being accused of, and initially his victims didn't want to say anything. They didn't feel comfortable saying anything, and I didn't know what to do, because you might not understand this, but if a victim isn't going to come forward, no charges will be pressed. So if I went to the police and his victims weren't willing to talk, he wouldn't have been arrested, and he could have taken me for joint custody, and then he would just be alone with the kids. So I was scared. I was terrified. On top of that, I'd almost died from kidney problems. Donnie was battling cancer. Like, it was just so overwhelming already. It was like I was in survival mode times 10. Like, I was scared. So it's not that I wanted him around. He was the only support system I had, while also being an abuser, while also being accused of something he said he didn't do. And it wasn't that I thought his accusers were lying. It's just that I couldn't believe it. It was like, I don't know, cognitive dissonance or something. It was like simultaneously being like, I don't believe that you're lying, but I don't believe that it's possible that it's true. And it was very difficult to accept, because this is somebody who... I married a military police officer. Do you guys understand that I married a police officer? That my ex was a police officer? Do you understand that he was a police officer? He was a police officer. He was a police officer. And I'm saying this over and over because people are like, oh, you should have known he was bad. He was a police officer. I married someone that I thought I could trust, even though he treated me like shit, okay? He treated me like shit. I thought he was a good dad. I thought he was a good dad. Even when he wasn't perfect, like spanking the boys or whatever, he always, I don't know, convinced me that it was normal. And I did break up with him for it. And when we got back together, I was under the impression that he had stopped spanking them, because I didn't want him spanking them. Again, I thought I was the only person who he treated like shit. I know. Well, now I know. Now I know that it's a red flag that police officers are abusive, but you need to understand that I didn't know that then. As far as I was concerned, this is the most trustworthy guy I could possibly find, because that's all I wanted after I left my first ex, because my first ex was abusive. He was horrible, and I was scared of being with someone who was abusive. I wanted someone who could be a good dad, and I just felt like there was no way out. I thought, you know what, it's fine. As long as, you know, he's a good dad, then it doesn't matter if I'm treated like shit. So it's absolutely heartbreaking when people say things about me and they twist what happened, and they know they're twisting what happened. It's actually devastating. Like, I fucking cry myself to sleep. I cry so hard I almost fucking throw up because of how heartbroken I am. But what can I do? I can't go back in time. And then what if I could? What if I had a time machine and I could go back in time? Where would I go? How far back would I go? What would I change? If I went all the way back to what? To when I was a teenager and just never have kids? Like, what can I do? If I didn't marry him, then I wouldn't have the kids I have. And I love my kids. Yes, even the one that is mean to me. I love my kids. So I don't know. And I don't have a time machine. I can't go back in time. I can't fix anything. All I'm trying to do now is do the best that I can now, moving forward. And today I am trying to make money by showing people that you can make money on TikTok from your bed by joining the live incentive program. You just make a post and you tell people to click your live link. They click it, and for every 1,000 clicks you get $300. I posted 3 videos, and if you could click each one, I would really appreciate it, because there's different pools of money. That's why I posted multiple videos. It's a different pool of money. They post multiple different ones. I think it's like $100,000 or something like that, maybe more. And it's like a pool of money, and for every 1,000 clicks it's 300, and they do it until they run out of money. So again, if I get 2,000 clicks, that's $600. Do you understand? You could really help my family and help the kids come home. So as far as no one's big mad about people. Okay, so I couldn't protect from something that I didn't know about. So regardless of what my oldest is telling people, she was never hurt after I found out. It wasn't like, oh, I found out and it continued. No, she was never, ever. So if she's saying that she's a fucking liar. She's a fucking liar. But anyways, I kicked him out when an accusation was made. I kicked him out. He swore he was innocent. But his victims didn't want to come forward. And again, you got to remember, this was right, after I almost died from the kidney problem. I was still very, very weak. And Donnie, all of a sudden, he was sick with cancer. And nobody wanted to help. My adult kids didn't want to help, didn't want to come forward, by the way. I just didn't know what to do. He swore he was innocent. And again, he was a police officer. Like, I married a police officer. I thought he was someone I could trust. So yes, an accusation was made, and not that I thought that the victim was lying, or victims, because there was... See, and now I feel bad because the person who told me was a friend of the family, and she knew about it. And that's one thing that really bothers me, but I feel bad talking about it because I just found out that she passed away. So I don't really want to speak about it too much from that, All I'm saying is this is someone who did know about it for years and didn't tell me. And this person was a mandated reporter, and I wish it had been presented to me differently. I wish that it had been presented as, hey, as soon as she found out, I wish it would have been like, hey, I'm letting you know now that I'm about to call the cops. I wish it was presented that way. I think that it would have been different if it was. So my ex was a narcissist. I know people love to throw that word around, but my ex was a real narcissist, like shark eyes, evil, manipulative, actual narcissist. And it messed with my head all the time. He messed with my head. And I don't know how to explain it other than I didn't think the victims were lying, but I still didn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was a good dad. It was like, I couldn't. Every time I thought about it, it was like I forgot. Every time I thought about it, it was like my mind went blank. It was like my brain couldn't believe it. And when I remembered, I would get angry, and I'd be like, oh my God, why are you in my house? Get the fuck out of my house. I would get angry. And then it was like, I forgot again. And I don't know how to explain it other than that. It was like, and I actually thought that I was crazy. But I recently found out that that's actually a normal, that happens to victims of narcissistic abuse. And it's a real thing. It's like your mind goes blank. It's like trying to remember something. It's like you can't, and it's right there and you can't. It was so traumatic. And I'm not like, oh, I'm so much more important. It was my trauma. I get that what he did was a trauma to his victims. I'm saying that it was also a trauma to me, and I couldn't believe it. So I don't know. Do I wish I did more as soon as I found out? Yes. Was I fucking terrified and in survival mode and didn't know what to do and couldn't believe it? Also yes. If I could go back and I woke up with the brain I have now, would I do things completely different? Absolutely I would. At the time, I just couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't think. I was scared. I was scared of him. I don't know. There was just so much. I was overwhelmed. I was scared of everything. COVID had happened not too long before. I don't know, it was all scary. But I will say that nobody was ever abused in this house. So regardless of what anyone tells you, there was never a time where anyone in this house has never seen anyone be abused. This house, in the entire time I've had this house, nobody was abused in this house. Nobody was abused here, I will tell you that. Well, ask. Go ahead and ask my oldest. I mean, she might lie, but you could still ask. Nobody was ever abused in this house. Oh, how do I know that for sure? I've asked. I've asked the victims. I've even asked people who weren't the victims, people who think he's a great person. Nobody was ever abused in this house. Nobody was ever abused in this house. Okay. Whatever. Then this is why I don't talk about it, because you guys just accuse me of lying anyways. If you don't want to know, then you don't want to know. I'm not going to keep talking about it. Well, I guess, yes, I was abused. I meant nobody else. I'm sorry, I don't always count myself. But I was. But again, I forget about myself. It's not that only I could be a victim. It's that nobody was abused in this house. While living in this house, nobody but me. And it's not that I only count myself. It's that it's a fact. I don't think it's a slip up that I didn't count myself. Again, I forget that I exist sometimes. Like, as far as like having rights, I forget about that. I forget I am supposed to be treated well. No, my ex was definitely abusive to me. Because that's not how respect works. You don't get to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. You don't get to say, this is who I have decided to politically align myself with, and if you respect me, you will also, like, suck my dick. You don't get to tell me who to vote for. You don't get to tell me who I have to support. You don't get to tell me that I have to change my political views because you did. Suck my dick. No, I actually don't. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna get off here. I only got on here to promote the live incentive program. So he just stopped when you moved to this house. Yes, he stopped when I found out. That no, it's not respect to force other people to change their political views. Maybe I am still 13 in my head, you know? Like, what causes that? Oh yeah, trauma, which you guys think I don't have, but I do. I don't see how I live off the government when I don't get any assistance. I mean, I get medical, but everybody should get medical. I think that every American should have medical care. I think it's bullshit that we're like the only first world country that doesn't. And if I didn't have medical care, I would have died. My son would have died. So, but that's, I mean, so I guess in that sense, sure, I'm alive because of the government, but I'm not living off of it. It actually is a political view, because in order to call somebody by something that I think that they are not, I would have to change my political stance. I would have to say that I'm okay with men invading safe spaces for women and girls and other things. I would have to completely change my political views in order to call somebody something that they're not. It goes against my beliefs to do that. And if you feel like your rights are violated because you can't force other people to have their rights violated, then you're not asking for rights. You're not asking for respect. You're asking for control. You're asking to control other people, and that's not respect, and that's not rights. I have the right to say what I want. I think that if you want to call yourself something you're not, that's none of my fucking business. I don't care. But when you tell me I have to say it, now you're violating my rights. Do I have to call you something because you said I have to? No, because you don't get to dictate my speech. You don't get that right, because that's controlling me, and you don't get to control me. You do not get to control me. You want to say, oh, don't control women's bodies, but you want to control women's mouths. You don't want women to have safe spaces. You guys are crazy. You contradict yourselves. So no. I don't have trauma. I'm literally diagnosed with CPTSD. Like, I literally have trauma. I don't have trauma. That's crazy. That's crazy. Who denied me having trauma? Well, for one, the person right before you. But, like, yeah, all the haters like to pretend that I don't have trauma. Why do you block people? I'm blocking people for harassing me. Foster care is paid for by the government. Well, I mean, they could just send the kids home. You can say whatever you want, but I don't want to be harassed. You could definitely say whatever you want. You can go live. You can say whatever you want in your live. When you talk about your daughter, you come off narcissistic. Okay, but I'm not a narcissist, though. I might come off that way, but that doesn't mean I am one. See, narcissists are cold and heartless. Narcissists will hurt people, especially when they're sick. I mean, I know somebody who acts like a narcissist. I'm not going to say who, but it's not me. Can I call you he? I don't know why you would. I mean, what's the definition of he? Clearly, if I've given birth, I'm not a he, so that would just be bullying. You can say whatever you want, but I don't know why you would lie. See, if you call somebody what they are, like, okay, I'm going to give you an example. This is a ukulele, right? Imagine if you said, oh, you have to call that a piano because I call it a piano. I would say, why the fuck would I call it a piano? I mean, you're not even asking me to call it a guitar. Like, you're literally saying call it something it isn't at all. It doesn't perform the functions of a piano. It's nothing like a piano. So why would I call it a piano? And you're like, well, because I said so. And if you don't call it a piano, I'm going to call you a dog. Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? So you just want to say all the wrong words. You know, words have definitions, right? Hold on, wait. I bet I have a dictionary here. 1 second. Ugh. Oh, I gotta get up. I got a stomach ache. I didn't want to get up. We gonna educate y'all today. Oh, my hand's freezing. That air conditioner works too well. Ugh. 1 sec. I gotta whip out the old dictionary. 1 second. Some of these words, hard-fisted. Okay, let's see. He. Hold on a second. Let's switch my camera. He, man, boy, male, animal. Oh, wait. Man, boy, male, animal. Let's look those words up. We'll look up man, boy, and male and see if I or if my oldest have any of those characteristics. Let's see. Man, a human being, person, specific one of the species of primates having the most highly developed brain. That's, you know, man, like how we are all mankind. Let's see, the human, mankind, an adult male human being. Okay, well, what's a male? Because that seems to be what you guys are confused about. So let's find male. Male. Designating the sex that fertilizes the ovum of the female and begets offspring. Okay? Wait. I'm going to read that again. The sex that fertilizes the ovum of the female and begets offspring. So do you think I'm capable of fertilizing an ovum? Or do you think my oldest is capable of fertilizing an ovum? Because you seem to think that one of us or both of us is capable of fertilizing an ovum. So when somebody says to me, oh, I identify as male, and I'm like, so you think that you can fertilize an egg? That's what it means? That's what you're saying. You can fertilize, because that's all it means to be a man. I mean, if you're saying, oh, I just like short hair, okay. Women can like short hair. You're saying, I like pants. Women can wear pants. I like sports. Women can like sports. The only thing that makes somebody male is their ability to fertilize an egg. I lack that ability. My oldest does not have that ability. So he is used to describe a person with the ability to fertilize an egg. I don't have that ability. My oldest doesn't have that ability. So why would I say he just because she wants me to? That's stupid. Why the fuck would I do that? So you want me to be like, oh wait, I believe my oldest can fertilize an egg. I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna say some dumbass shit like that. Why the hell would anyone say that? Like, I'm like flabbergasted, like literally flabbergasted that anyone would ever be like, oh, you gotta respect me by saying that I can fertilize an egg. Well, you can't. So why would I say that? Again, that's like saying that a ukulele is a piano. I'm not gonna do that. Now, if you wanna be delusional, and say that a ukulele is a piano, whatever. I don't wanna bother you. Maybe you're schizophrenic. I don't wanna bother you. Say whatever you wanna say. I don't wanna hurt your feelings. But if you're gonna tell me I have to call a ukulele a piano, now we have a problem because I'm not doing it. I'm not calling a ukulele a piano. You and your friends can do that. But if you think you're gonna violate my rights, my First Amendment right, my freedom of speech, because you feel disrespected if I don't call a ukulele a piano, then you can suck my dick disrespectfully. Yeah. So I'm looking at this book on genetics. I thought maybe you guys just don't have books. Maybe they don't have books in school anymore. Maybe I can find something in this book that'll help you understand a little better. Because you guys seem a little slow, a little incapable of thinking. Now listen, I do believe that people have the right to do whatever the fuck they want. So if you really want to call something something it isn't, I mean, do what you want. The only way it's a problem for me is when you tell me I have to, because absolutely the fuck not. That's not something I do. I don't do something just because someone else tells me I have to. Oh, it's disrespectful to not say that a ukulele is a piano. Okay, guess I'm disrespectful then. Guess don't be my friend then. Guess suck my dick then. Because I guess I have one. Because it's like, oh, I identify as having a dick now. It's that simple. Boom, there it is. Suck my big dick. Because apparently that's all it takes to have one. All I gotta do is say it. I have a dick now, guys. My hand's too cold to be looking in these books. Oof. I love books. I am kind of a science nerd, but I'm also like a dictionary nerd. And when I was a kid, I used to go through the dictionary just writing down words for fun. So I like words. I like defining words. I like looking up the definition of words. And I don't like when people tell me that I have to use a word incorrectly. Like, it actually makes me mad. Oh, you have to use this word. Why would I use that word? Why would I use... Hold on a second, wait. This is red, right? Imagine if someone said, well, we've decided that that's yellow now. Even though half the country still calls it red, even though the dictionary still calls it red, even though it is red, you have to say yellow. Why would I say yellow? This is the thing I don't understand. This is the part that breaks my brain the most. What do you gain from calling it something that it isn't? Why? What's so special about calling something something that it isn't? If somebody doesn't have the functional ability to fertilize an ovum, why would they even want to be called male? Like, that's the thing that I don't get. Hold on, I'm cold. I'm going outside for a sec. My air conditioner is working too well. So yeah, again, like, I do believe in free speech. I do believe in freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And if for some reason it makes you feel special to call yourself something that you're not, that's okay. I mean, do whatever you want to do. But again, why do I have to? Why am I seen as evil? Why am I seen as disrespectful? Because I don't want to call something something that it isn't. Like this. If I said, look at this cute kitty, and someone said, ew, we call those alligators. And then I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a cat. And then they said, oh my God, guys, did you hear what she just said? She just said that was a cat. And I'm like, it's literally a feline. Ew, no, it's an alligator because we all decided it was. Well, you don't get to decide what I say. You don't get to decide what I do. You don't get to decide what I say. You don't get to decide that my using words correctly is evil. Because, like, actually, fuck you. Because here's the thing. If you're somebody who just wants to live their life, and maybe you're a guy and you want to put on a dress, I'm not going to be like, ew, you can't wear a dress. But if you're like, well, now you have to call me a woman, I'm going to be like, well, why would I do that? But if you're just a chill person, listen, I can be friends with anybody, okay? I don't even care. If you want to call yourself something that you're not, I don't have an issue with it. The only issue I have is when you tell me I have to call you that. You can call yourself anything you want. I support your right to do whatever the fuck you want with yourself. But when you say I have to do it, that's when we have a problem. Because you don't get to tell me what I have to do. You just don't. You just don't. I don't care who you are. No, not even my own kid. Not even my own kid, okay? Not even my own kid has the right to tell me that I have to use words incorrectly. I don't see why anyone wants to. Why would you want to? What do you gain from it? My oldest has given birth to a baby. Yeah, like, okay. Some people are like, oh, but you don't know people's chromosomes and maybe they blah, 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 blah bullshit. Okay, you're right. I don't know everyone's chromosomes walking down the street, but I can tell you my oldest gave birth to a baby. That is a female woman. That is a woman, a female with eggs. So that female with eggs wants me to believe that she now produces sperm? That she now has the ability to fertilize an egg? She doesn't! So why the fuck would I say that? Why would I say that? I don't understand. Why would I say that? Why? Yes, it is. A male is the sex that produces the gametes capable of fertilizing an ovum and begetting a child. A female is the sex that produces eggs that can be fertilized and can bear a child. Yes, some people have genetic mutations and there's some gray area, but that's a completely separate thing and not the same thing. Not the same thing. You see, I am a woman. You know how I know I'm a woman? Because my eggs can be fertilized. Maybe you don't know you're a woman because your eggs never fertilized, and so you're like, maybe I'm not a woman. I don't know. Get some genetic testing and find out. But I know I am. So, if you've ever given birth to a child, you're a woman. Because you know your eggs work. If you've gotten someone pregnant, you know you're a man because you know your sperm works. If you've never done it, maybe you don't know. Maybe you're like, I feel like my brain doesn't match my body. Maybe there's more to my DNA. Go get some genetic testing done. You could be right. But I'm a woman. My eggs worked just fine. I mean, my eggs still work. I don't have a uterus anymore, but my eggs are fine. My eggs worked just fine. What about infertile people? So again, infertile people, maybe they want to go get some genetic testing done. But here's the thing. If my bus breaks, it's still a bus. It doesn't make it a station wagon. It's a bus. Even broken, it's a bus. So infertile people, they still have the parts. Their parts are just broken. Although, some infertile people actually do have something going on. I'm not saying all, Jesus Christ, no. But I'm saying, if you're infertile, it is actually a sign that maybe your genes aren't matching up. And you could go get genetic testing to make sure. I've never had that problem because my eggs were working almost as soon as as soon as I was as soon as I hit puberty, because I was a teen mom. So yes, even infertile people, even infertile people, I'm not saying you can't call yourself a man until you've, beget a child. I'm just saying you have the parts capable. Like I said, my bus is still a bus, even if it breaks down. But if I painted a station wagon to look like a bus, it would still be a station wagon. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? This cat is still a cat. Even if I put an alligator costume on it, it's still a cat. And I'm not saying you can't call yourself whatever you want. Hey, live your truth. Live your life the way you want to live your life, but you do not get to dictate how other people live their lives. You do not get to tell people that they have to change their political views for you, otherwise they're being disrespectful. That is controlling. You're not asking for rights. You're asking to take away rights from other people. You're asking for power over other people. You're asking for control over other people. Some people don't care. That's fine, but I do. I care. I don't want you telling me what I can and can't do with my mouth. Just like you don't want to be told what to do with your body. And you can call yourself whatever you want. I'm not going to walk up to you and be like, what are your pronouns? Well, you look like those aren't right. I don't give a shit. But I happen to know when someone gives birth, I know what their gender is because obviously if they've given birth, they have eggs. So, just saying. Again, I'm not going to argue with most people. Would I argue with my own kids? Absolutely, because that shit's embarrassing. What do you mean you want to be called a boy, but you gave birth to a baby? Like, aren't you embarrassed? Well, people are going to think that you actually think that you can magically manifest sperm. Even if you get medicine to make things... I'm sorry, my room is too cold. Even if you have medicine that makes things grow and deforms you, it's still not going to make sperm, honey. And I get it, because I was a dumb kid once. So I have a birth defect, and one of my boobs didn't grow. It's really embarrassing, and I hate it. So when I was younger, after I gave birth to my first baby, I said to my doctor, is there any way I can get put on hormones so that I can be a real girl? And my doctor laughed at me, and she said, you just had a baby. You're a girl. And I was like, oh. Because I thought that I was like half boy. I thought I was going to my balls were going to drop one day. Did not understand at 14 years old, did not understand that I was just a girl because of my birth defect. I thought that I was half boy and didn't get it. And then my doctor made me realize how stupid I was. And now I don't think these kids understand that you can't actually change. I think that it's so encouraged now that they think you actually can. I think that my oldest thinks that if she gets on hormones, she'll be able to produce sperm. And I don't understand why she thinks that, because I definitely science was one area I did homeschool my kids, so I don't know why she thinks that. Maybe you should have spent more time raising them. I will say that that's one thing that sucks. I worked so much. I was working all the time when my kids were little. And then I stopped working and I went to college. And then I got a part-time job and started making paintings. And I absolutely regret that I spent more time trying to make money than actually being with the kids. And I think that it definitely messed them up. It definitely had an impact. They spent too much time on the internet and chronically online, if you will. And I think it messed them up. So now I have to do better with my younger kids. So once they come home, we're going to do more baking and we're going to do more reading and we're going to do more going to the zoo and going to the park and actually living life so that they're not sitting home on the computer looking for problems to invent so that they can pretend to be victims. So I didn't bed rot 24/7. When I was in bed, it was because I was sick. I guess I feel like you're not going to understand unless it happens to you. So there's a lot of people in here. Please speak up if you've ever been very, very sick. I'm talking like a chronic illness, an organ failure, septic shock. And I just need a witness here. If you've ever had a blood clot, whenever a very severe, almost life-threatening health issue happens, it takes months to recover. Like I was so weak, I could barely move. I could not walk. I had crutches. I was about to ask for, well, I did ask. I was about to be given a wheelchair, but then all of a sudden my strength came back. And it wasn't perfect, but it was strong enough that I no longer needed the wheelchair. But this happened over and over, and it has had lasting effects. Like, one of the reasons I started working wasn't because I was ready. I was mentally not ready to start working, in January, but physically I was scared that I was just going to get weaker and weaker. I was in a coma, and again, in the last 5 years, I've had kidney failure, liver failure, septic shock multiple times, multiple blood clots. I had a lot of problems with my health. Anyways, and it made me very weak. Okay, I am not saying that my oldest lied about being abused. I'm saying there's more than one kind of victim. I don't think that... I'm trying to think of how to word what I'm trying to say. I think people want to be a victim sometimes, and so they will invent new problems when there's real problems. And that doesn't mean that they've never been a victim of something. A lot of mentally ill people were obviously a victim of something. I'm saying that they're making up a new problem that didn't even need to exist for literally no reason. Which that's not, literally me. I didn't invent the problems. I'm just telling you guys about it. Just because I tell you about it doesn't mean I made it up. So I don't care what kind of lying ass bullshit my oldest is telling you, but my oldest was never abused after I found out. If she said she was, she's a fucking liar. But I don't go to her page. I don't see her videos, so I actually don't know. And if she didn't say that, then I apologize immensely for being, an asshole about it. But she was never, not one time, never, 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 never was my oldest abused after I found out. If she's telling you that she was, she's a fucking liar. She was not. Oh, do I need to pull out the dictionary again? No, I don't see her videos. I have her blocked. So I can show you guys the definition of he again if you need. I have the dictionary over there. Actually, I'm just going to get off here because you guys are annoying. I don't care what my oldest goes by the way. I don't want to talk about her. So I'm just going to get off here because I can't keep blocking everybody. And you guys, I only did this because I wanted to encourage people to join the live incentive oh, wait, what am I talking about? I can just shut everybody the fuck right up. 1 second. Let me just... There. Here I was thinking I had to get off live to shut everybody up. And all I had to do was turn off comments. The only ones that can comment now are the subscribers. Let me see. There we go. Comment settings. There. There we go. All right, guys. Yay, this is so much better. Now I don't get triggered. Yay. I think the only reason it triggers me so much is because it actually hurts me, and I've been very open and honest and vulnerable about that. Losing my relationship with someone that I thought was like the closest person in the world to me was very heartbreaking and devastating. And it's something I am still broken up about. And sometimes I get angry and I lash out, and other times I'm sad, and then I feel like remorseful and I'm like, dang, I'm sorry. And then I'm mad again, and then I'm sad again, and then I'm mad again. And it's a roller coaster of emotions. I love all my kids, but I don't believe in changing who I am just because someone else tells me I have to, no matter how much I love them. So my ex was very abusive to me, and it was very toxic, and he was very controlling. And maybe that's why it's such a big deal to me now that other people don't tell me what I have to do. I mean, I've always been somewhat stubborn, but I honestly think the only reason my ex was able to get away with being abusive to me is because I felt trapped. I felt like there was no way out. Like, I went to a domestic violence shelter and they didn't help. Their idea of helping is making people leave as soon as they can, and that's not help. Maybe it's better now. This was years ago. I went to the domestic violence shelter when I was still pregnant with Darla, so almost 15 years ago. Thank you for subscribing. Anyways, what happened, what I found out about, it was heartbreaking and devastating and soul crushing, and it's difficult to talk about. It like physically hurts my whole body to talk about it. All I ever wanted was a family. All I ever wanted was a family. How's my night going? I don't know. My stomach hurts and I wanted to get some stuff done, but I don't feel good. And I went live because I wanted to promote the live incentive program, my last 3 videos. If you click the go live link, for every 1,000 clicks, I get $300. And I was really hoping I could get at least 1,000 clicks tonight. So, that would be an amazing, that's like half a week's pay. I was thinking I could promote it every day, but everyone was triggering me and it gets really stressful. And, I feel like forced into talking about things that I don't want to talk about. And so What do we click for this? I don't understand. Okay, so my last 3 videos, if you go to them, I'm talking about the live incentive program in them, and it'll say go live. And there's just like a little box right above like where the caption is. It says go live. You click the go live link. It doesn't make you go live. It just takes you to where you would go if you were like either making a video or going live. But just by clicking that link, if I get 1,000 clicks, even if it's you clicking it over and over, I'm pretty sure, I will update to kind of like let you know. Like if you, let's say for example, if you're like, hey, I clicked it 100 times and then I check and it says it only had 10 clicks, I guess then I would know and I could be like, hey, they were wrong. It's not every click. It's, blah, blah. So I'll update you once I know more. It's not necessarily new. It's been going on for a couple of months now, but I was kind of oblivious. I wasn't aware of it and I didn't realize how much you make. I would have been promoting it a hell of a lot more if I realized it. So that's why I'm promoting it now, because I work full time, but I'm so behind on things still. And I'm just trying to get caught up on everything. And I just feel like I can never get ahead. I did get the roof done. I paid $5,500 and Catholic Charities covered the other $5,500, and I was able to get it all, not all new roof, but like the whole top is new. And then there was another spot where he patched it. What do I want to talk about that would make me feel better? That's a very sweet thought. I guess I don't know. See, part of the problem with me is that I feel like if people understood, like if they understood me, then they would, maybe they wouldn't be so hateful because they would understand. And then I try to explain and then they're like, you're making excuses. And it's like, I'm not making excuses. I want to be understood. Like that to me is like one of the biggest things. I feel like people just don't understand. And even my oldest, like, oh yeah, I'm not talking about her anymore. I don't want to talk about her. I'm just saying like, there's a lot of things that stress me out and I don't know. I just want things to get better. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be hopeful. Some days are really hard. Some days it just feels like, why am I even doing all this? Like for what? Like what if my kids all grow up and they're mad at me because I don't want to have my political views be left leaning? Like I would say I'm right leaning, but not fully. Like I actually have left-leaning views as well. Like I believe that everybody should have health care. My son and I both would be dead right now if we didn't have health insurance. And so I believe that everybody should have health insurance because if you don't have health insurance, you might be like, well, I would go to the doctor, but I can't afford that. And then boom, dead. So I think that we're in a first world country where everyone pays a ton of taxes already pays a ton of money. Why don't we already have health coverage for everybody? So thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. So I get really overwhelmed. There's been a lot, and I know people like don't seem to believe me when I say that I have trauma from my ex, but I do. My ex was terrible. Actually, both of my exes. I actually have a scar on each of my hands because both of my exes bit me on my hand, one on each hand. So both of my exes strangled me. Both of my exes were verbally abusive and would break my stuff. The first marriage only lasted about a year, and I wanted better. And my second ex lied and made me believe he was a good person, and he was a cop. He was a military police officer, so I thought he was safe. And he was someone I knew in my childhood, like from middle school, and so I thought he was safe. And he wasn't, and he was horrible to me, but I didn't know he was horrible until we already had 2 kids. And I tried to leave. I tried to leave so many times, and I felt like nobody would listen to me, and I felt trapped. And after a while, it was like Stockholm syndrome or something. It was like I convinced myself that things were getting better and that we were happy, even though I wasn't happy. I was never happy. I always wanted out. But I think I got to where I was so codependent that I was scared. I didn't know how I was going to survive by myself. I had no support. I tried to make my online community my support system. And I thought that if I got my TikTok up enough, you know, my income would be enough that I wouldn't need his help. I could hire people to help me if I needed help, you know. But then the hate group sprung up and they've just been fighting me this whole fucking time. And it's like, it just feels like I can never get out of it, you know, like I feel so stuck. He's not even around anymore. And I still can't shake the feeling of helplessness. And I try, but a lot of times I just feel weak. Like my body hurts and I feel sick. I feel tired. And I get overwhelmed and I'm sad all the time. People think that, oh, like I'm so heartless because I won't call somebody something that they want to be called. Like I'm not fucking devastated. Like I'm not fucking heartbroken. Like I don't dream every night that things are better. I cry myself sick and I cry myself to sleep. I cry driving home from work. I just wanted things to be better. And once he was finally gone, I thought my family was going to heal together. And people that I trusted the most, they threw me away when I needed them. And I'm not supposed to be hurt. And I'm not supposed to be upset. And I'm just supposed to be like, oh, I'm the mom, so I'm strong and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not strong. My ex knew I wasn't strong, and he took advantage of it. And I have to try to fix everything by myself. And I ask people all the time to come help me. People say they will, but then they don't. Mara has, but she really just comes to get her stuff. I need help with other things too. I just get so tired. Ever since I woke up from the coma, I just felt like this world wasn't real. I keep thinking, what if it isn't real? What if I'm gonna wake up and all this is fake? This was just a bad dream. I think about that a lot. That this isn't even real. I'm just seeing things because when I woke up, I was hallucinating. So now it's like, I know when you can see things and hear things and think things are real and they're not. It's all in your head. So how do I know any of this is real? What if this is just a really long, really convincing dream? I'm going to wake up and everything's going to be different and everything's going to be okay. My family's still going to be together and all my kids are still going to love me. Yeah. And I can't make things better. These are such stupid problems on top of real problems, and I can't deal with the stupid problems right now. I have too much. I wish I had, like, how some people have, like, parents, you know? Because my mom's got a brain injury, so she just hasn't been able to really be a mom ever. And then my dad died when I was young, and I barely ever knew him. And I only just recently met my grandma, and she lives in another state. I just wish I had had parents like everybody else, you know? And maybe Maybe I wouldn't have made so many mistakes. Maybe somebody would have cared. They would have cared that my ex was abusive and could have took us in and we would have had a place to go. Some people have a place to go when someone's abusing them, but I didn't. And I tried. I went to shelters. And it was so hard. And my ex would be like, I'm going to treat you better. I'm going to get counseling and anger management. And I'm going to take care of you guys. I miss my family. Everything's going to be better. And he always convinced me that everything was going to be better, even though he treated me like shit. And I thought he was a good dad. When I found out he wasn't a good dad, I kicked him out. I wish I could go back in time. I wish I would have called the police as soon as I heard what happened, but I couldn't yet. I just couldn't. Like I said, it's not that I thought that his victims were liars. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I'd been married to him for years. We had a family together. I just, like, it's like my brain could not believe it. I kicked him out, though. And if I could go back in time, I would do things differently, but I can't. I was scared, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if Donnie was dying. I didn't know if I was dying. I just couldn't deal with another problem. And I know I'm 40, so I'm supposed to act like a grown-up. And then at the same time, people make fun of me for acting like a teenager. But, like, I actually do have trauma. That's why I act this way. And when my trauma gets triggered, I act childish. Sometimes it's worse than others. If somebody yells at me, I completely shut down. I can't talk. I can't move. I just make myself small. Even if I want to talk, I can't. I don't know. I try not to blame myself. I told myself not to blame myself. I try to forgive myself for not knowing what to do. And not knowing what the right thing to do. You think it's just this easy black and white thing, but I had to be in the hospital with Donnie all the time. I was sick all the time. I just didn't know what to do. His victims weren't willing to come forward and say anything. It would have been my word against his, and I already know how that goes, because when I tried to leave him and I went to the domestic violence shelter, the judge didn't believe me that he was abusive to me, and she gave him joint custody, and I was so scared that that was going to happen again, and then he would have joint custody. And so it's like, I couldn't handle it, and it was too much, and so I numbed my emotions, and I would forget, and I would just forget, and I would remember again, and then I would forget, and then I would remember again, and then I would forget, and it was just, I don't know how to explain it other than I was just so overwhelmed. And again, when I say that I was traumatized, I'm not saying nobody else was traumatized. I'm not taking away from anyone else's trauma. I'm explaining my experience. I was traumatized. And I hope, actually, that I can be an example to others. I hope that other people who are with abusers and they see how much hate I get, how shitty I'm treated, and how much I get blamed for the shit he did. I hope they realize that that's what's going to happen to them, and they need to get away from him as soon as possible, because if he gets worse, no one's going to say, I'm sorry that happened to you. They're all going to say, oh, you married him. It's your fault. You obviously wanted to be abused. Because for some reason, it's always the woman's fault. And I try to explain to people, no, I married somebody who helped me and who was nice to me and who was a military police officer, someone that I knew from my childhood, who I thought I could trust. he became bad, and then he got worse because he got away with it, because nobody ever listened to me, nobody ever believed me, nobody ever cared. I know everyone always blames the women. You're right. It's just a thing that I've also noticed, and I am constantly told that it's my fault, which is another reason why, like I said, if you're watching this and you're being abused, you need to get away. And it doesn't matter. Like, if you have a car, you need to fill that shit up with gas, steal that man's money if you have to, and get as far away. Like, break your phone and get a new phone so that he can't call you and try to convince you. Change your emails, everything, because he'll try to convince you, and you'll be scared, and you'll go back, and it'll be your fault, and no one is going to care. No one is going to care. They're going to blame you. It's going to be your fault you were abused. You have to get away from him. Just saying that a lot of people, they get stuck with an abuser because they don't know how to do things on their own. They become codependent, and they get cut off from everybody. They become isolated, and they end up with no support system aside from the abuser. And what do you do when you don't have a support system? Because places like domestic violence shelters, they don't actually help you. I know, because I went to one. I'm just saying, you have to. And I know it's like, but how? It doesn't matter how. You have to. Wait until tax time, take all the money and run. Like, just do whatever you have to. And I know it's even harder now because rents are more, but you have to. You'll lose everything. You'll lose your home. You'll lose your kids. Everyone will hate you. It'll be all your fault. So if you, like I said, if you're in a domestic violence situation, I suggest you trick that man. You tell him you're saving up for a vacation. You're saving up for a wedding. It doesn't matter. Because if he knows you have money and it's not something he approves of, he'll take it. You wait till tax time. Just do whatever it takes. You drain that bank account. You fucking get in the car with the kids and you fucking drive to another state and you change everything. You change your number. You change your passwords. You change anything that he knows about. You change all your emails. Don't answer anything. No matter how much he begs, you block him before he gets a chance to say, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'll get counseling. I'll be a better person. He's a liar. He's not going to change. You know how he's going to change? He's going to make it worse. He's going to punish you for trying to leave. There was one time, I wanted to make a new friend, and we had planned on going to this party, and my ex stayed up all night long playing video games, and he decided he was going to go to bed at the time we were supposed to be leaving for this party. And he said I had to wait for him and I wasn't allowed to go. And I was like, fuck this. This is bullshit. We were planning this. I don't know why he decided to stay up all night. We're just going to go. So I loaded up the kids and we went, and my ex called me, and finally I answered, and he's like, please, I'm sorry. I don't want my family to not be with me during this, holiday. It was 4th of July. Please come home. I just want to be with my family. I miss you guys. Everything. We'll go watch fireworks together. Just please come home. And so I came home, and you know what? He broke all my stuff. He broke all my oldest child's stuff. And he told all the kids, your mom's a bitch. This is what you get for listening to your mom. And he punished them all, and they weren't allowed to watch the fireworks. And it was very, very, very stressful. And I felt angry and sad and helpless. And that was one of the times I ended up kicking him out not long after that, though, because he made a mistake not too long after that. My timeline is a little screwy, so I don't know exactly when it was. But he was mad because I told him he couldn't take my oldest to the grocery store because he had been being an asshole towards her. And he stabbed a pen into my leg and left a mark. And normally his abuse didn't leave marks. Like I said, he would break my stuff or he would disable my vehicle. This is the first time he left a mark that was like a clear mark. So I called the cops and I got him out of the house. But he was like, oh, I'm getting counseling and I'm taking anger management and everything's going to be better. And the crazy thing, when he came back, it seemed like everything was better. He seemed better. I mean, yeah, sometimes he was still an asshole, but like for the most part, things were a lot better. And I feel like all he learned was how to hide the abuse better. Because I started having health issues not long after that. And I remember thinking, that counseling and that anger management really made a difference, and everything is so much better now, and he's a better husband, and he was there for me while I was sick, and blah, blah, blah. And then I found out what I found out, and it was devastating. And it was like, all this time that I thought that he was better, all this time that I thought that he was a better man, and he was actually way, way worse. They just learned to hide it better. So if you're being abused, he's not going to get better, because an abuser is an abuser. An abuser is an abuser. That's just who they are. They don't get better. They get worse. They get worse. They get worse. They get worse. You really need to get it through your head. It doesn't matter if you love him, because you know what? Love comes and goes. You just need to be, it's a trauma bond. You just need to get away from him long enough for it to be broken. Meet somebody the fuck else. Somebody that treats you better. Someone that doesn't abuse you. And maybe you feel like you don't deserve better. You know, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you think, oh, well, this is the best I can do. I don't deserve better. Well, you're wrong. You do deserve better, and you need to get away from him. So I'm just saying, there's 141 people in here. There's a good chance that one or more of you are going through something similar to what I went through. You have to get away. Again, it doesn't matter if you can't. It doesn't matter if he's your only support system. It doesn't matter, because it's going to be your fault. It's going to be your fault that you were abused. You have to get away. You have to get away, and you have to stay away and never go back. You've got to figure it out. I suggest you start making money online, because just working is not enough. To be a single mom with one job, it's not enough. And you're not going to be able to work multiple jobs if you're a mom. So you might want to start working on making money online now. You can go to ChatGPT and ask for ways to make money online and see what you're capable of doing. Maybe TikTok, maybe designing books or greeting cards. You can use AI to make calendars. You know, you've got to make money online. Find what you can do. Even what I'm doing right now, I'm promoting the live incentive program. For every 1,000 clicks on my live link, my last 3 videos, like if you go to my page, the last 3 videos, there's a link. It just says go live right above the caption. You just click the go live link. For every 1,000 clicks, I'll get $300. You could do this too. You just go into your settings area, and it'll say live incentive program. And there's a pool of money. It's something like $100,000. And as soon as the money dries up, they start a new one, because they want people promoting going live. So that's why I went live today, was to promote that. But yeah, if you're in an abusive relationship, you have to have multiple streams of income. You have to. You got to make money online, and you got to have a job. And I get it, because a lot of times when you're in an abusive relationship, you're not allowed to work, or they take your money. That's why I suggest you wait till tax time, drain that bank account when he's not looking, and get out of there. And don't listen to him when he promises he won't hurt you and that things are going to get better. He's a liar, and things will not get better. They will get worse. He will punish you for leaving. He will punish you. And if he doesn't punish you, he's going to punish the kids. So when you make the decision to leave, you need to promise yourself that you will not go back. You need to promise your kids that you will not go back. And you need to stay away. And I know it's going to be hard, especially you go to a domestic violence shelter, and maybe they're better now, but they didn't used to be very good. They used to just kind of kick you out as soon as you got there, but it doesn't matter. Go to one anyways. Do it when you have a little bit of money, but don't tell them you have money. That way you can try to get on assistance. And you know what? People are probably going to try to shame you for it. They're going to try to make you feel ashamed for getting assistance, for needing help. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, because you got to do what you got to do to survive. You can worry about getting a better paying job later. Right now, what you need to do is you need to get your kids somewhere safe. You need to get away from that abuser, because he will get worse, and it'll be your fault. And I hate to be the one to say that, but I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I am telling you society will. Everyone will say it's your fault. So you got to get away. So anyways, like I said, I'm trying to promote the live incentive program. So if you go to my last 3 videos and you click on that link that says go live, for every 1,000 clicks, I'll get $300. If you make one yourself, if you also make a post with the go live link, leave a comment, and I will also go to your page and I will click your link for you as many times as I can, a bunch of times, 5, 10, 100 times, maybe, depending on how many people comment to let me know. Okay. Anyone can do it. They want small creators going live. And don't worry, clicking the go live link isn't going to automatically make you go live. It's going to take you to where you can make yourself go live after. You know what I mean? So if you're like, I don't want to click it because I don't want to go live, don't worry. It's not an instant go live. It's just you click it and it counts towards the 1,000 clicks. So I was told that one person can click it a bunch of times, but because I'm still pretty new to it, I can't confirm yet. But again, if I go and it says that mine only got clicked like 10 times and you tell me, oh, wow, well, I clicked it like 100 times for you, then I'll know. And then I'll just let you guys know. I'll be like, hey, guys, just to let you know, it only counts for one or whatever. But if it counts for a bunch, I can tell you that. And then you guys will know and you can make your own live and you can tell people to go to your page and click yours. I don't know why my stomach hurts. All I ate today was some crackers and a banana, but are you still making hats? I haven't made a hat in a while. I really gotta make hats again. I've been making music lately. I can kind of show you. I've been doing the music because I find it therapeutic. Because I have a lot of trauma and I'm trying to heal myself. I do get therapy. So when I say heal myself, I'm not saying I don't get therapy. I'm saying that I'm trying to fix my brain. I feel like I've seen a lot of things about trauma causing brain damage. And so I'm trying to do things. That's why I was crocheting. That's why I'm trying to make music, because I'm trying to heal the damage in my own brain. So, okay. It's not perfect. It's not tuned, but I just wanted to show you. It's not perfect. But again, I've been teaching myself. Like, I don't even know what these notes are. Like, I'm literally teaching myself. And, oh, sorry, wrong one. I messed up. Yeah, my ukulele. So. Again, I taught myself, so I'm really excited. I don't even know what any of these notes are. I just was messing with it and realized that I recognized the notes so I could figure it out. So I'm trying to teach myself things. That's why I'm like, oops, wrong one. Not perfect, but you know. Oops. Soon you'll come home to my heart. I'm trying to get it, Darla's middle name is Anne Marie because of the movie All Dogs Go to Heaven. Soon you'll come home to my heart. Soon you'll come. I messed up. Soon you'll come home to my heart. I was singing that to my kids on live video, whatever it's called, Zoom. I was singing that to my kids one day and it got me all kinds of emotional. I had to stop. Soon you'll come home to my heart. Soon you'll come home. I know, it's not perfect and I'm still getting the hang of it, so sometimes I accidentally hit the wrong one. My stomach hurts still. can also play on the keyboard too, but I just use the phone one. I need a piano. I want a piano so bad. And I gotta get better at like not having my fingers stick to it and screw it up. Did I have postpartum depression? It's hard to know if I had postpartum depression because I've always had depression. I'm pretty sure I was born that way, but I've also always had trauma because so my mother and father never dated each other. My mother cheated on her boyfriend. And so literally since the day I was born, somebody hated me. My father's wife and kids hated me. And my mom's boyfriend hated me. So it's weird having so many haters now. It feels like a theme in my life. Like, why the fuck does everybody hate me? Like, literally hates me just for existing. It's such a weird feeling. Like, even though it's been my whole life, I feel like I don't understand, like, why other people just get to have normal lives where people just like them and they get to exist without having to constantly prove themselves, without having to constantly feel like they need to prove that they deserve to live. Like, not even that I'm a good person. Like, I literally have to prove that I have a right to be alive. But, so my mom wasn't allowed to, like, hold me and hug me and comfort me as a baby. So she basically just did enough to keep me alive. And it's weird because I knew that. And it's not that I, like, specifically remembered, but I knew. And I asked her about it, and she confirmed it. She told me. She just wasn't allowed. And so, because I told her I remember being alone in my crib all the time and my sister climbing in the crib to be with me. I remember that her boyfriend would hit me and throw me, and I remember getting my head stuck in the bars of the crib. I remember what color the walls were. Oh, it's thundering. It's a thunderstorm tonight. Anyways, I remember the toys I had in my crib, you know, like, and it's weird because my memory is weird. Like, I can barely remember things that happened a year ago, but I can remember being in my crib. I can tell you where the window was, tell you where the door was. And maybe it's just because that's how it works when you have trauma. Soon you'll come home, home to my heart. And then it's not even like it stopped there. Babysitters, you know, like, I was abused by, like, multiple people before I was even 3 years old. I watched so many horror movies too. So, like, just little kid me was like 5 years old, full of pornographic things and violence and death and being hated. And it was just, I've never just had a time in my life where I could just be happy or at peace. And then my whole childhood, I got bullied so much. They would, like, cut my hair and rip my clothes, and I would have to run for my life, and it was terrible. And I would be alone all the time when I got home. When I did have friends, they would turn on me. Nobody wants to be my friend. They didn't want to be, you know, associated with me. And it sucks that I feel like I'm reliving my childhood traumas. That's one of the reasons why this feels fake. Why I feel like I'm just in a dream or in hell. Because it's like, what do you mean I'm going through the same shit, but as an adult? And I just wanted things to get better. And I, like, think to myself, I can just let go of the past, right? I can heal and be a better person. But I constantly get reminded, and, like, why does everyone feel the need to constantly remind me Like, I'm trying to get better and do better. And I just don't want the negativity all the time. Like, I get it. My oldest doesn't like me. Whatever. You know, blames me for everything. The whole thing is really hurtful to me. It's devastating. It's heartbreaking. I can't cope with it sometimes. Sometimes I'm angry and I say mean things and I feel like shit about it later because I don't want to be mean. It's not who I am. It's just that when I'm upset, it's like I can't think straight. I don't know. I just wanted to heal and get better and be better so that I can be a better mom to the kids. So that when they come home, they can remember me better than, you know, the oldest. They can have good, happy childhoods that they don't have to heal from. I want them to have memories of baking Christmas cookies. And we did that, though, by the way, years ago. But I feel like at that point it was already too late. I don't know. It's like I feel like I always tried to do the right thing. There was just never enough time. Like, how can I go to work and be home and do Christmas activities? Like, I would come home and just be so tired. I don't know how to tune this thing. My kid was messing with it and like untuned it. Oh yeah, that's way off. Like, when I say that I have trauma, I'm not saying no one else does. I feel like people think that's what I'm saying, and I'm not. When I say I was a victim of my ex, I'm not saying no one else was. I'm literally just speaking of my experience. My experience doesn't take away from other people's experience. I'm just expressing, you know, my perspective, my feelings, whatever. This doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Is something getting tighter? I don't know if it's even moving. I don't know if Yay! That's funny because I know, like, now I know 2 different ways to do that. I'll mess with it later. I don't know. I was trying to tune it. Sorry about that. Ugh, this is getting hot. I had to keep it plugged in. Is it only at 10? I can't see. It's only at 10%. It's been plugged in. You're dealing with issues at your workplace, your family, and your finances. Yeah, I feel like everyone needs like multiple streams of income just to survive. Life shouldn't be so damn hard. Sounds like hail. I gotta see if I have anything to eat. I haven't gone to the grocery store in a little while. Anyways, I'm gonna get off here. I was trying to promote the live incentive program, so I'm gonna get off here. But if you want to go to my page, click on my last 3 videos and click on that go live link. It's not gonna make you go live, but it will add to it for me. It'll really help my family so that my kids can come home and like I can make the house better for them. So if you want to help, I appreciate you so much. And if you also make your own live incentive video, please comment on those videos so that I can click on yours. Okay? So I'm gonna go now, but make sure you leave a comment for me if you make a video so that I can go click on yours. God, the rain got loud. Do you hear that? It's like hail out there. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much. Literally make money laying in your bed, just like me right now. Live incentive program. You click that link to go live. You make your own post. You'll get your own live link that people click on it. For every 1,000